Hello everybody and welcome back to NCAA 2004, and we are here once again for like the millionth time now, back in our most important, I said it again, game of the year against Tennessee. This one actually I think kind of is the most important game every year because Tennessee seems to be the only opponent in the SEC that really ever threatens to do much of anything towards us. After all, they did ruin our season last year, rather torpedo it, by beating us in this game, in this regular season game. We would get our revenge in the SEC Championship, beating them 35-0, just throwing that out there. 35-0, but they did beat us during the regular season, which is the first time that Tennessee has beaten us in a regular season since year 3. So we went on a 3-year streak. But remember, we've played them in the SEC Championship the last 3 years as well. So that's not just 3 matchups. That's 5, I think. I think that was 5 straight matchups that we have beaten Tennessee since that loss in year number 3. Or it's 4. I think it's 4. But either way. So that leads us into today's game here. Well, we are undefeated once again, and Tennessee already has a loss on the year. They lost to Auburn, believe it or not. Auburn, who's been pretty bad. They're having a decent season so far this year, I believe, just kind of pedaling around 500, trying to stay afloat. But they were good enough to beat Tennessee. And after looking at the roster, as I've stated before, Tennessee's definitely lost some speed here. So a lot of the starters that they had last year, we're not going to see this year because a lot of them were seniors. So we don't seem to have that problem here in this build. When I did my Northwestern build, that was an issue I always had, but in this one, for some reason, it's not so much of an issue. We have a lot of sophomores and juniors who are playing on this team, and those are a lot of our best guys, so we have at least a 2 or 3 year buffer most years, kind of helping us out in terms of competitiveness. But in a rare turn of events, we're starting off with the opening kickoff, and that's because Scotty Mitchell is going to fumble the opening kickoff, and Tennessee's going to start with the football in the red zone to start this game. So the biggest game of the year, and Scotty Mitchell seems to have forgotten that as he coughs up the football in a very, very costly mistake. So cut to a couple plays later here, Tennessee's quarterback, their new quarterback, Jimmy Hackett, lays this one out here to the corner of the end zone to an open Tennessee receiver. Kind of a beautiful throw, really. I'll give all the flowers in the world to that throw because it was a very, very nice throw. But that was to Sean Sanchez, the tight end, who makes the catch for an early lead for Tennessee. So now our first offensive drive here, Scotty Bentley lays it across the middle of the field into a whole mess of traffic. I have no idea how that ball was not intercepted or tipped or something close to that. That was a very dangerous one. But Carl Mann, the backup tight end, able to haul it in. So cut to a 3rd and 4 now. Tennessee's defense trying to hold up some resistance here, but Scotty Bentley here, or Stephen Bentley, I'm falling apart. Is able to lay the ball out here. I had a complete massive brain fart with our quarterback. I don't know why. But Carl Mann again, either way. Carl Mann is the man. For some reason, our backup tight end is getting a lot of work here. I don't know where Sean Watts is, but Carl Mann's doing it, so why not? But Tennessee is on the move on offense once again. We are struggling defensively to contain Tennessee right now early in this ball game, which is not a good sign for us because we had that problem last year. So cut to a 3rd and 3 now. Tennessee's going to try and run for it, and that play is completely snuffed out. Absolutely no shot there as our defense stands firm here, and that's Nat Hoover who was able to get in there, seal off the edge, and get the tackle. So Tennessee's going to rely on special teams here to cap off this drive, and they're going to take a 3-point lead over us, but only 3 points. Our defense did their job. So, but cut to another kickoff here, the ensuing kickoff after that field goal late in the first quarter. Now to the other side of the field, and it's going to be Kenneth Jenkins, the cornerback, who's going to fumble the football this time. So I don't know what the plan is here with kick returning, but Sick Nate might need to throw out a couple different guys out there to return kicks because it's not working. So Tennessee with another prime opportunity on offense, still in the first quarter, mind you, still in the first quarter. Jimmy Hackett is able to find an open receiver across the middle, and Tennessee is going to continue to move the football here. But the first quarter finally just coming to a close here, 10-7, with a lot of theatrics. We spent the first 4.5 minutes of this video in the first quarter, man, because there's a lot of theatrics, and you can see the length here because this game is going to get even more theatrical. So on a 3rd down here, Jimmy Hackett's going to hand this one off to Rashad Harmon, the running back here, senior running back, and he's going to weave his way through the middle of the field and get into the end zone here. So look at this, just kind of shimmies and just runs runs away from the pressure here. No one, I guess, was going to seal off his running lane for some reason, but he gets into the end zone for another Tennessee touchdown. So now it's a 10-point deficit for the Crimson Tide here. On a 1st and 10, Stephen Bentley drops back, fires this one out here, and it's going to be intercepted and heading the other way, and there's no one back there because we're at like the 20-yard line. So it's a pick 6. So now a 3rd straight turnover in the first half. I mean, really in the first like 10 minutes of the game, we have 3 straight turnovers, and they all lead to some point. So that's now what, 17 points off of turnovers? Or what, did they score on both? Was the field goal on the one offensive drive they have had? So what, do they have 21 straight points off of turnovers? They might. I think they do. So a huge hole we find ourselves in now, 24-7. This is giving nightmares of last year's game. Stephen Bentley on a 3rd down, needs something to happen, and he fires this one out here to Scott Mitchell, who has to come back for the catcher and changes directions and is running away from the defenders who are having a hard time catching him, but they eventually do. But it is going to be a 1st down, and this drive will continue. So we are not lost yet here. We have some time here. We have a little bit of life here. There's plenty of time to get back into the game here, but if we're making mistakes like we have been, I wouldn't hold your breath. But there's still plenty of time to keep working here, and Scotty Mitchell is going to try and make up for his previous mistakes along with Stephen Bentley as well. So 1st and 10 here. Bentley drops back again here. Pressure on the edge is picked up. Pressure in his face. He gets rid of it right along the sideline, and it is caught and brought down right at the goal line. I think he might have been in there. I don't know. But they're going to say he was tackled just short. That knee probably came down. But that is going to be I got the wrong roster sheet. Hold on. But that was a caught from Max Price, our freshman receiver. But then on the next play, finally we get Sean Watts on the field involved here. We saw Carl Mann so much, but we finally get Sean Watts involved. So now it's back to a 10-point game here, 24-14, Tennessee. And Hackett across the middle finds an open receiver, and it's caught, and maybe one more broken tackle, and that one would have been gone, man. That would have been off to the races. We would have had no shot as Lamar McConnell, man. Great reception for him. So 3rd and 15 now. Our defense finally applying some pressure to Tennessee. Hackett lays up a prayer of a ball in double coverage, and there's absolutely no shot to that. I'm pretty sure that was Sean Sanchez, the tight end, we was trying to hit in double coverage, and that was not going to work. So 4th and 15, Tennessee's going to bring up the kicking team. A bit of a long field goal here, and that kick is somehow barely good, man. That one just barely cleared the crossbar. I don't even know if it did. Well, it did. Clearly the game said it did, but from the camera angle, it didn't look like it did. So 27-14, and now the score. This is manageable, so 2 scores will put us in the lead here, but we need to get those 2 scores. And Bentley doing what he can to Scott Mitchell. Scott Mitchell says, "Get off of me, brother. Get off of me." A huge, huge play here for the offense as we're getting close to the 20-yard line. Fast forward to 3rd and 6 now. Tennessee trying to get us off the field here, and Bentley lays one out here to a wide-open receiver in the end zone, and it is caught for another Bama touchdown, baby. We are crawling our way back into this game slowly but surely, doing whatever we can to stay alive here, and it was Jody Quinn this time getting himself a touchdown. So we've been spreading the ball around in terms of production. We've definitely been spreading the love here, spreading things around. So cut to a 2nd and 10 now for Tennessee, and Hackett throws. Finally, he makes a mistake. Finally, somebody else on this team can make a mistake, not just us. And it's Tony Dixon here. Or Troy Dixon, T.D. Dixon. It's T.D. Dixon. He could be Tony Davidson Dixon. I don't know. I don't know what the T.D. stands for. The game puts the T.D. in. I don't. That's actually what the game put his name as. But he gives us an opportunity on offense now. Pressure on to Bentley, but he gets rid of it quickly here to Thomas Samples across the middle for another completion to get us inside the 15 of Tennessee. So cut to a 3rd and 5 now. Just 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Bentley flips this one out into the flat, and that's Price again, the freshman, who does haul it in here, but he's tackled just a few inches shy of the sticks. We're going to say he was short. So Sick Naba not feeling all that aggressive here. He's going to just go with the 3 points. You got to get points wherever you can here. You're down 6. You got to at least get 3 back, right? So 24-27 is going to make this game at least manageable with 20 seconds left in the first half. So we're going to take it into the locker room now. And remember, this is 24-7, just like 4 minutes ago. So we are definitely getting our way back into this game. We are back in the game. It's a 3-point game. So Hackett and the Tennessee offense is going to try and get something rolling here, and they finally do get a nice big chunk play here, and I think that was Sanchez with the catch. For some reason, it's showing Lamar McConnell and Kenneth Jenkins arguing for some reason. I don't know why, but I guess they're just beefing now. This is a chippy rivalry. It is chippy. So Hackett once again across the middle, and that ball is caught here, and that time I believe it was Arnold Smith. Arnold Smith is still here, by the way. It's probably the most seasoned veteran on this team that we're used to seeing. He's been here for like 3 years. So 3rd and 10 now for Hackett, taking a high snap here, looking around for his options, floats one to the end zone, and there was nothing but Bama players in the vicinity. There might have been one white jersey in that mix. I don't know. I didn't see it. Did you guys? All I saw was crimson jerseys. So bringing out the special teams unit once again for Tennessee, and this is giving flashbacks to our Arkansas game. Tennessee's having the same game that we did against Arkansas, where they have a lot of scoring opportunities, but they can't seem to cap them off. So they're just taking a lot of 3 points when they really need touchdowns, which is allowed us to stay in this game. And this offense is the best in the country, man. You can't allow it to hang around because of things like this, man. Stephen Bentley, another huge completion to Jody Quinn to get us close to the 20-yard line. And we're going to move again. So 1st and 10 now from the 20, from the Tennessee 20. Bentley dropping back here, rolls out of the pocket here, lays this one across the middle, and that one is going to be caught. Is that Carl Main again? That might be Carl Main again. No, Sean Watts. Sean Watts is on the field, thank goodness. So Sean Watts, 1st and goal here from about the 6 or 7 yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Houston, the fullback, and he's breaking tackles, man. Look at that stiff arm. Did you see that stiff arm? That was a Derrick Henry stiff arm. That was brutal. You did not need to do that to him, buddy. You didn't need to do it. Marquise Houston, man, just laying the lumber down. I mean, just putting his hand out and saying, no, dude, get away, get off of me. So cut to 1st and 10 for Tennessee. It's now a 1-point game. We are currently in the lead. And Hackett here, the play action was picked up, but it doesn't matter anyway because he's going to throw an interception. And now I think everyone who has made a mistake in this game has finally kind of reconciled here as Kenneth Jenkins gets himself an interception after his fumble in the kickoff. Scotty Mitchell has definitely done more than enough. And Stephen Bentley, I think, has also crawled our way back into this game. So I think he's fine as well. But Christian Mitchell now is going to get involved in the game. We haven't heard much from him, probably because of that stat line you see on the screen right there, but he gets a nice pickup to get us with goal to go. And Stephen Bentley's going to keep it himself, so I think that makes it up for him. I think he's okay now. I think that definitely is fair enough for him. He says, you know what, dude, we've done everything. Let me run this one in, guys. And he does. So now we take an 8-point lead over Tennessee. It's still 1-position lead for the Volunteers if they can get into the end zone, but now when you're doing stuff like that, when you do stuff like that, it gets a little bit harder to do that. As Hackett finds George Leon's hands here, our senior linebacker, probably the captain of our defense. He finds George Leon here, just takes that one from the running back, try to hit the running back across the middle. Didn't work, buddy. Didn't work. But cut to a 3rd and 9. Tennessee's defense is finally showing a little bit of grit here, a little bit of aggression. Bentley lays one out to the end zone here, and that one is tipped. Could have been intercepted, but fortunately it was just tipped. So looks like we are going to have to rely on John Bellamy for the first time today here outside of just a point after, and he is going to come through for us and add 3 more points to our lead. So that doesn't put things away. It puts us in a nice spot, but it doesn't put anything away. Tennessee still can get back into this one. It's only an 11-point game here, so 2 scores for them could definitely flip the tide of this game. The Crimson Tide of this game, sorry. I had to. 39 for Tennessee here, and now it's going to be another completion as Hackett lays this one up here, and I believe that was McConnell again who he found. I think it was Lamar McConnell once again, the junior, who he found. So cut to a 2nd and 3 here. Tennessee trying to get further and further into our zone here. The play action is picked up. Pressure is still in Hackett's face, and he lays this one up to the end zone, and that one's going to be caught for another Volunteer touchdown. And I think it was Lamar McConnell. Jeez, I'm just struggling today. I believe it was you know what? You know who it was. You know, I've said the name. You know who it was. But Tennessee gets another touchdown to get them closer, at least, crawl themselves back into this game a little bit more here. So 36-41. Tennessee's going to keep the offense on the field here, try and get the 2-point conversion, and it doesn't work. I feel like we've only seen 2-point conversions get converted on our heads, and finally one doesn't work. So I feel fortunate for that. So 36-41 is the score. Now 4th and 4. Tennessee was able to stop us. We have to punt it away, and this one could be disastrous for us. But Tennessee's going to fumble it, and immediately it's recovered by us. Oh my goodness, we get a special teams blunder in our favor. Tennessee got 2 in this game, and we finally get 1, and that might just be the one that ices the game here. We're going to hand this one off to Marquise Houston, and he's still spinning, bro. This dude's playing like a running back. We haven't seen Marquise Houston do that at all. Even in blowouts, we haven't seen him do no crazy stuff like this. He's been effective, but he hasn't been doing anything crazy like that. He's really making a case here to get the ball a little bit more. So cut to a 3rd and goal. We're basically just killing time here, but Bentley's going to try and throw for it, put this game away, and it's not going to work. Tennessee's able to break that 3rd down up, so 4th and goal it's going to be, and we're going to bring out John Bellamy, and that's going to make it still only a 1-possession game. It's just going to be an 8-point game. So things are definitely not over by a long shot. With a minute 38 left to go, Tennessee can still very much crawl themselves back into this game or tie it up, but they have to score. So cut to 3rd and 16, Tennessee down to their last opportunity here, and that ball is tipped and caught. It is tipped and it is caught. I think it was Rick Sloan who maybe got a hand on it, but Arnold Smith was still able to catch it. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it was Rick Sloan who kind of came up and got a hand on the football, and that one got tipped into Arnold Smith's hand. Thankfully, Kenneth Jenkins was still there to complete the tackle, or else that one would have been disastrous for our defense here. So Tennessee running with some tempo here, down to a minute and some change left here. Only a minute and 11 left to go. So Hackett here going to burn some time. They loved it. The CPU loves to do this, man. Run the hurry up and kill about 15 seconds worth of time. I don't understand it. But Hackett's going to take the snap here, steps up in the pocket, and lays one across the middle. It's Lamar McConnell again. I had to literally think about saying his name before I screwed it up. And you still heard me. I almost screwed it up. So now under a minute, Tennessee finally uses a timeout, but they are slowly piecing their way down the field, and it's another completion here to get Tennessee closer to the red zone. So 47 seconds left to go here. 1st and 10, Hackett flips this one out quickly to the tight end Sean Sanchez, and he's going to get spun out close to the sticks here, but still 1 yard to go, so that's not going to stop the time, and Tennessee's got to get back up to the line here. Close to 30 seconds left to go. Time is still ticking away. Now we are at 30 seconds, and Hackett's going to get the spike down with 29 seconds left to go, man. It is getting intense here. So on a 3rd and 1 now, Hackett drops back here. Plenty of time to throw. Looks over his options. Flips one out to the end zone, and it's going to be caught. And Tennessee's going to crawl themselves back into this game if they can get this 2-point conversion. It is now a 2-point game. We are a 2-point conversion away from this game being tied. Can you believe how this game has gone back and forth? And that was a running back, man. That was Rashad Harmon who was able to make that catch. Another crazy lined up shot from Hackett here to get the touchdown. So on a 2-point conversion, it's going to be a handoff to Jenkins and to Harmon. Jenkins? Harmon. And he's going to get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and now we are tied up at 44 apiece, which is 24 seconds left to go. 21 seconds down the clock after the kickoff. 1st and 10. Bentley drops back here, looks over his options, runs away from pressure, and then runs right into some more pressure, and he's going to get sacked. So now we have to call timeout with 16 seconds left to go. 2nd and 14. Bentley dropping back now. Looks over his options, flips a deep ball downfield, and it's shot over Scott Mitchell's head. That one just sailed. That had a chance, but it sailed about 10 yards in front. So now 3rd and 14, down to our last chances. We could take it to overtime, but we want to try and win it on offense. Bentley flips one to the other side of the field, and it's caught by the freshman Price, and there's no one back there. It's a foot race, and he's going to win the foot race. It's a touchdown for Bama, and we're going to take the lead with 0 seconds on the clock. If the clock is at triple zeros, we win. We win the game. It's a walk-off. Can you believe it? Can you believe what you're saying? I hope I didn't just blow out the mic, but I think I pretty much did. Unbelievable. Max Price, the freshman. Can you believe this? Do you believe in miracles? It's a Tuscaloosa miracle. It's a Bryant-Denny Stadium miracle as we beat the Tennessee Volunteers. Oh my God, we just saved our season off of this one play. Stephen Bentley to Max Price, the freshman. We just completely saved our butts and our season. Unbelievable. I can't believe that we managed to pull this off, man. This game was 24-7 at one point. I think I tried doing the math, and remember I told you before, I'm not good with that. I'm not good with that, but that's what, a 20 to like 40 something point game now. After the 24-7 start, the Tennessee would go on to get outscored by 40 something to 20, But we managed to win it here. And look at the stat breakdown. We definitely were the better team here. I mean, no one can outthrow us. I think we've established that we cannot be outthrown. We didn't even do that bad on 3rd down. We were at least a little bit better than Tennessee was. Just barely. Went to the red zone 7 times. We went 7 times. But the turnover game, 7 combined turnovers between both teams is what made the score completely balloon into a complete clown show. It was a complete circus of a game here, but we did manage to at least hang on. And thanks to Stephen Bentley's heroic throw here, and Max Price's heroic catch. We will always remember the freshman for that. And he is a freshman again, I have to say it, man, because that means, like I said, man, we are starting a lot of guys who are younger, unlike some of the other teams in our conference. So Max Price was only going to get better. He had his best game here. Look at this. The freshman had himself the best game of the day here in our receiving corps, so he's only going to get better. So he's a freshman now. Imagine how great he will be as a junior probably, because he'll probably leave after his junior year, just given our track record. So coming out of the Tennessee game here, we do pick up a massive win against Duke, our last out-of-conference game. Mississippi State is winless, by the way. They've yet to win a game, and we didn't help them with that. So they're 0-10. But that's going to take us into LSU's game again, because for the second straight year, LSU LSU is actually putting up a fight here in the SEC. They actually are a pretty formidable foe in the SEC, so we're probably going to have to play them for our shot to play for the SEC title once again. The Tennessee game's not going to decide it. We're going to have to play the Tigers, but this time we are back in Tuscaloosa for that game. So hope to see you guys back then when we play LSU for a shot at the SEC title.